Friends, you know that in training there are three important parts. TNA, that means training need assessment, then training design and delivery, and training evaluation. Today I will discuss training design and delivery. In this module, I will discuss different activities performed by the human resources manager for designing and delivering training in an organization. The training and HR manager has to perform series of activities to conduct successfully the training program, which will be outcome based and evaluating for the organization. So the activities are: write training objective, decide to purchase or design a training program or make or buy decision, determine the training content, decide on the training methods, incorporate active practice into a training program, decide on a trainer, select the trainees, identify training materials and equipments, choose a training site, schedule the training programs, prepare a lesson plan, administer the training program, and deliver the training program. The first point is the writing the training objective. Now, training objective means the training expected outcome from the training. That means what the organization expects to the trainees at the end of the training. That means what behavioral change they expect from the after the training to the trainees or trainee officers. So this objective is to be written down at the beginning of for designing and delivering the training program. To achieve the training objectives, the organization has to set the objectives for the trainers, for the trainees, and for the management. The purpose or objective is to make the training effective, is to make the change among the trainees, changing among the trainees' behavior, which will be useful and helpful for the organization for improving the performance. There are 5 elements of training objectives. The elements are: first, who is to perform the desired behavior? All first level supervisors, anyone conducting selection interviews, or all employees with more than 1 month of experience. Then second, what is the actual behavior to be employed to demonstrate mastery of the training content or objectives? Third, where? Fourth, when is the behavior to be demonstrated and evaluated? That means under what circumstances? Then fifth, what is the standard by which the behavior will be judged? When these 5 elements are included in the training objectives, then finally in the training objectives there will be 3 important components. The components are: performance, what the trainee will be able to do after the training; condition, the tools, time and situation under which the trainee is expected to perform the behavior. That means where and when the behavior will occur; and criteria, that means the level of acceptable performance or the standard or criteria against which performance will be judged. The second activity HR manager has to perform is make or buy decision of a training program. Now, under what circumstances HR manager will make the decision for buying the training program or making the training program? Let us see those factors and elements. The first element to make or buy decision in training is expertise. If the organization has the expertise, then they can go for making the program, and if they do not have the expertise, then they can buy the training program. Then the second factor is time. If they have enough time, then they can go for making the program. If they do not have the time, then they can go for buying the program. Cost. If the cost is very high to outsource the training program, then they can go for making the program. And if the cost is low, then they can go for buying the program. Then training size. If the training size is large, then they can go for making it. If the training size is small, then they can go for buying the training program. Then frequency of need of certain training. If the training program is needed frequently, then they can make it, and if it is not needed frequently, then they can buy it. Quality or relevance. If the special processing methods or unique type of training is needed, then they can make it, and if it is not, it is usual training methods, then they can buy the or outsource the training program. Necessity to preserve technology secrets. If organization thinks that they would like to preserve the secrecy of their technology, then and this is very high, then they should go for making the training program, and if it is low, then they can go for buying the training program. If the equipment is, if the organization has idle equipments and assets which can be used for training purposes, then they can go for making the training program. If it is not, then they can go for buying the training program. If there is an external environmental pressure, that means political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal, and organization has to buy it, that means the pressure is very high, then organization can go for buying the training program, and if the pressure is low, then organization can go for making the program. The third activity of the training design and delivery program is the determine the training content. Now, how to determine the training content? Training contents can be determined in consultation with the subject matter expert or literature review. So based on the information collected from the experts, from the literature review, from other sources, then and also based on the needs, HR manager can determine the content of the training program. Now the next activity is to decide the training methods. That means which method is to be used in providing the training. Now there are different types of methods, training methods, on the job method and off the job method. So at this stage, HR manager has to determine which method is going to be used in giving the training, whether it is off the record or on the of the training of the job training program or method, or on the job training program method. For example, off the job training method is lecture, then workshop, and other this type of similar programs. And on the job training methods are like job rotation, apprenticeship, etc. The next activity is to incorporate the active practice into the training program. That means if it is possible, then the HR manager can create the opportunity to have the practice what the trainee will learn from the training. Simultaneously, if there is an arrangement to practice it, then the training program will be more useful and more value-adding and outcome focused. The next activity is decide a trainer. That means who is going to give the training, what will be his qualifications. Therefore, at this stage, in designing training program, HR manager has to carefully select the trainer. Now we shall see the qualities, good qualities of a good trainer. The qualities are knowledge of the subject, ability to deliver material in an understandable manner, clear instruction, enthusiasm, adaptability, sense of humor, and interest. Next activity is select the trainee. Trainee is selected on the basis of training need assessment. Organization or the HR department from the beginning assesses the training need at the different levels of the organization. So based on it, trainees are to be selected. It may be at the lower level employees, maybe at the mid-level employees, or maybe at the top level employees, depending on the needs and the requirements of the trainees. The next activity is to determine or identify the training materials and equipment. Usually, the following materials and equipments are arranged before providing training. Multimedia or overhead projector, flip charts. Flip chart, it is a large pad of paper bound so that each page can be turned over at the top to reveal the next, used on a stand at presentations. Then video showing arrangements, handouts, practice sample, pen and paper. Next activity is choosing the training site. That means whether the training will be given in the premise of the organization or outside the organization. So depending on some factors, considering some factors, HR department can determine which will what site or what will be the venue of the training program. Next activity is schedule the training program. For scheduling training program, HR manager can consider best time, day, month, avoid busy periods, needs and desires of the supervisors, evening, weekend or weekday, availability of trainer or trainers, availability of site, and 4 hours a day or a full day. Next activity is to prepare the lesson plan. That means outline of the training program. Now, I will give you an example of a lesson plan. At the beginning of our class, we have given a course outline. It includes lecture plan. That means there were modules and lectures, and in which lecture, what topic I will cover. Those are given from the beginning of the class. So this one can be called as outline, course outline. Similarly, training program also must have a an outline of the training program, which will include the time, include the activity, include the lesson, and other practices. Next activity is to administer the training program. Now, for administering training program, HR manager has to maintain the training records, training history, schedules, and course material inventories, has to prepare of training budget, including all costs and expenses. The last activity is to deliver the training program. For delivering training program, Gagny identified 9 events of instruction. Now we shall see what are those 9 events in delivering the training program. First event is gain attention. Second, describe the goal. Third, stimulate recall of prior knowledge. Fourth, present the material to be learned. Fifth, provide guidance for learning. Sixth, elicit performance practice. Seventh, provide information feedback. Eighth, assess performances. And ninth, entrance, retention and transfer. Students, we have arrived at the last stage of today's lecture. Today we discussed the topic of training program, and that is training design and delivery. And in this lecture we discussed 13 activities to be performed before designing training program and delivering training program by the HR department of an organization. Dear students, I hope this lecture will be understandable and will be useful for you to understand the training design and delivery aspect of the training program of an organization. Thank you. See you in next class.